From Derrick Rose's heartbreaking ACL tear to Yao Ming's retirement at just the age of 30, these are some of the most tragic career downfalls for NBA players. Let's start with Derrick Rose. Now, he's been known for his dynamic style of play and explosive athleticism on the court. He played in the NBA for over a decade, with the majority of his career spent as a member of the Chicago Bulls. This all started back in 2008's NBA draft, and he quickly became a star player for the team. In his rookie season, he won the NBA Rookie of the Year award, and in his third season, he was named the league's most valuable player. However, despite his early success, Rose's career was cut short due to a series of devastating injuries. In the 2011-2012 season, he suffered a torn ACL in his left knee during the playoffs, which caused him to miss the entire following season. Now, the thing with ACL tears is that many athletes never completely recover. While the injury itself may not be that serious, it drastically reduces one's ability to compete at the highest level. And that's exactly what happened with Rose. He returned to play the next season, but suffered a torn meniscus in his right knee. It not only required him to take time off, but also required surgery. That's particularly unfortunate because Rose continued to struggle with injuries throughout the rest of his career. Once back, it didn't matter which team he played for, because he never regained the form from his earlier days. But if that wasn't sad enough, let me tell you about an even younger retirement. Brandon Roy, the guy who decided to retire in his 20s. Roy handled the shooting guard position for the Portland Trail Blazers from 2006 to 2011. He was widely regarded as one of the best young players in the league. No wonder he had been a three-time All-Star in his first 3 seasons. Much like Rose, he too won the NBA Rookie of the Year award in his rookie year and helped lead the Blazers to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. However, Roy's career was hampered by knee injuries. He underwent arthroscopic surgery on both of his knees in 2010 and missed significant time during the 2010-2011 season. Despite these setbacks, he still managed to average 12.2 points per game that season. But the knee issues didn't go easy on him, and he had to retire in 2011 at the age of just 28. Although he did try to make a comeback in 2012, signing with the Minnesota Timberwolves, only to retire again just 5 games into the season due to continued knee problems. That being said, even though his career was short, Roy's impact on the Blazers was significant. Though, I'm glad that he has decided to stay close to the court by working as a coach. However, being that motivated isn't everyone's cup of tea. Take Yao Ming, for example, the guy who broke stereotypes left and right. Ming was a 7'6" center from China, who was drafted by the Houston Rockets with the first overall pick in the 2002 NBA draft. See what I mean? He quickly established himself as one of the best big men in the league. I mean, averaging 13.5 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 1.8 blocks per game in his rookie season is no joke. But injuries got the best of him. To put it into perspective, Yao missed the entire 2009-2010 season due to a stress fracture in his left foot. Now, when that healed, he got a stress fracture in his left ankle, which obviously meant that he'd be missing another season. Now, despite all these setbacks, Yao still managed to get to the NBA All-Star team 8 times. On top of that, he also made it to the All-NBA team 5 times. Unfortunately, though, none of these things mattered in the end. And in 2011, he finally decided to retire at just 40. Yao retired from the NBA in 2011 due to his injuries, but he was later inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2016. The point is that to live a long life is never the goal. To live a meaningful life is all that matters. And that's exactly what Ming did. Now, you might have noticed a common trend among these injuries. They're all usually regarding knees or the areas surrounding them. Similarly, Greg Oden wasn't destined to spend much time on the court. The guy was a 7-foot center. Clearly, he had everything set for him to play at the highest level. Fortunately, or unfortunately, he was first drafted by the Portland Trail Blazers in 2007 2007. That, coupled with the fact that he was regarded as one of the most promising big men in the league, and you've got the perfect recipe for the typical high-performing NBA athlete. But the thing is, this alone is not a measure of success. You've got to perform as well, no matter what. We all know that's something he just couldn't do, even if he wanted to. Odin, however, was smart enough to realize this and knew when to quit. His troubles began during his rookie season when he suffered a microfracture in his right knee. That forced him to miss the entire 2007-2008 season. A comeback didn't help him get that top performance either. He returned to the court the following season, but was limited to just 61 games due to various ailments. That included a foot injury and a chipped kneecap. However, Odin's injury troubles continued, and he missed the entire 2010-2011 season due to a left knee injury. He attempted a comeback during the 2011-2012 season, but suffered another setback when he underwent microfracture surgery on his left knee. That happens, and you're out for 3 years. There's no doubt that Odin's premature career ended because of all these injuries. Speaking of knee injuries, here's Andrew Bynum with a similar problem. He was a highly talented NBA player, but unfortunately, his career was cut short due to a series of injuries. Starting his career directly with LA in 2005 said a lot that wasn't obvious otherwise. He then quickly established himself as a promising young center, no surprises there, and over the years, he continued to develop his skills and become a key player for the Lakers. However, in 2008, Bynum suffered a knee injury that required surgery and kept him off the court for several months. Although he was able to return to the Lakers and help them win the NBA championship that same year, Bynum continued to struggle with injuries throughout his career. In 2012, Bynum was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, where he continued to battle knee injuries that kept him out for the majority of the season. He signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers the following year, but once again, he was sidelined with knee issues. Bynum's career continued to be plagued by injuries, and he eventually retired in 2014 at the age of 26 due to ongoing knee problems. While his career was cut short, Bynum still managed to achieve a great deal in the NBA. He was named an All-Star in 2012 and won 2 NBA championships with the Lakers in 2009 and 2010. And now, for the last name on the list, I've got Chris Bosh, the guy who played 13 seasons in the NBA. Now, that's not a small feat. Plus, he also began his career as the 4th overall pick in the 2003 NBA draft by the Toronto Raptors. And how about earning 11 All-Star selections over the course of one's career? Though his luck eventually ran out, forcing him to miss much of the 2014-15 NBA season. Reason? Getting diagnosed with blood clots in his lungs. He tried to return to the court the following year, but the issue persisted and he had to sit out once again. But I gotta give it to Bosh, because even after all that trouble, he didn't lose hope. I mean, after all of this, he was getting ready for the next season. However, the Miami Heat team doctors did not clear him due to ongoing health concerns, and in 2017, he officially parted ways with the Heat. Now, while he did continue to express his desire to play in the NBA again, he ultimately announced his retirement in 2019. So, there you have it, some of the NBA players that had their careers cut short due to injuries.